I guess on my hair, she look all right. And with that actually sitting there like this creams, and I had to have them, sis. All 5 of them. Here, I just had, we're gonna discontinue it, but I had to pick up their book of shadows, honey. Color grade makes cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. Wow, so serious. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Torrence here, and in today's video, you can see we going over the top. Like, this is bold, this is dramatic, this is not for you girls who like your neutrals, honey. And if you're a fan of mattes, you're not gonna be able to do this either, because today we are playing with the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3 palette. And baby, although she's drop dead gorgeous when you look at her, just by turning her around, you see all that shine and you realize there is not a matte in sight. And I didn't go looking for one. I figured we're gonna play with this palette. We're gonna give our first impressions. We're gonna try to test out as many formulas as we can. And this is the look that we came up with, honey. I tested out all 5 formulas, even though I didn't technically put all 14 shades on my eyes today. I'm gonna still give y'all my opinion because, baby, whether you're looking for inspiration or an honest opinion on whether you should pick up the mini because this one has sold out, you're gonna wanna stay tuned because, baby, you know I'm gonna keep it real with you. So if you wanna know my honest opinion now, you can go ahead and skip straight to the end. But before you do that, I wanna ask you to please hit that subscribe button, honey. I'm here 3 times a week and the channel is free, honey. Where you gonna get a better price than that? Also, before I bring you all a tutorial, I love to bring you all swatches because I know how helpful those are. So let's go ahead and get into it. First off, can we get into this gorgeous packaging? Danessa Myricks did not disappoint us there. This is stunning. Soon as I opened the box, I knew I was going to be excited, but it's getting on the inside that will truly get your heart jumping. On the back, there is a sticker that has the labels and the ingredients, but I don't want to blind you because it is a reflective sticker, so we're just going to jump straight into the inside. On the inside, we have 14 shades, and I mean this in the most respectful way when I say this palette has the most texture out of any palette I've played with all year. First off, we have dual chrome gels, we have multi-chromes, we have metallics, we have satins, we have holographic powders, we have a glitter. It's like so many textures for only 14 shades, so I cannot wait to get into these swatches. And honey, look at how gorgeous all of this is. I am stunned. Per usual, my swatches are done over no primer. Normally everything is done one time, but I must admit that very first shade, which is a cream shade, was done twice. I wasn't expecting it to be that smooth and my fingers slipped, so I did have to go over it again. But everything else was done one time. I believe shade number 5 is a glitter, so that's why it did not swatch all the way down. I really didn't expect it to, but every shade is absolutely beautiful. They are stunning, everything is smooth, and I'm excited to get into it. So with no further ado, honey, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, you guys, let's get into things. As with all tutorials, all tools and product shields will always be in the description bar below. My main 2 reasons for wanting to make sure I got a tutorial out for today's palette is, even though I know it's sold out, 1, some of you may have it and you may want inspiration for this palette, and 2, they also still sell a smaller version of this palette which contains 8 of the 14 shades. And even though I know this is an all shimmer palette, you all know I ain't scared to do an all shimmer look, baby. I know I have hooded lids. I know I like a deep dark crease shade, but they didn't give us any, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna see what we can come up with. And I'm sitting here going back and forth like, Torrence, you ain't got many options. So, because I need a transition shade, and I know I want that to be the lightest color, we're just gonna have to risk her, and I'm gonna say we're gonna grab our largest, fluffiest blending brush, and go in with this shade here, Spring Equinox, and we're going to use this as a transition all over our lids. Now here's the thing, normally I would tap off my excess, but because I don't want dual chrome and multi-chrome colors flying all over the place, we're just going to have to risk it. We're going to start on the outermost point here, and we're just going to get her going, sis. Let's see what we get coming. And she is definitely shimmery. I am seeing her in person for sure. She is sparkling. And it has me wondering, like, Torrence, how much do you truly want to build? Because I'm not sure I'm going to get a true color off of this. But I want to see, can you all see that in person on camera? I think it's trying to come through, but not enough for y'all. So what we're going to do is just build up a second layer just so y'all can see what this color is looking like. Because she cute in person. Almost tapped her off, but I'm like, no, we ain't supposed to be doing that. I want to see if I can just go slower to build up that pigmentation. The sparkles in here are real pretty. They have like a slight green hue to them. And because this color is so light, honestly, you don't even have to really worry about the blend on this unless you have a very fair complexion. But because I know this color not going to be darker than me, I think you can just barely tell that that color is there. It's not till we add something else on top of it. But you know what? We're doing something different, so things going to look different in the beginning. So we're just going to take this, do this on the other side, and we'll be right back. Because I'm supposed to be bringing the drama and you all can't see anything so far, I got to go in with something much deeper and darker. I know multi-chromes give off their best effect when placed with a finger across a large area, but I need a deeper crease shade. So we're going to go into this shade here, Galaxy, because she seems to be the darkest green that I can see. And we're going to use her with a slightly smaller blending brush and try to build up some pigmentation in the crease. I almost forgot that this has a black base, so I have to hope that this green is going to show up more than that black. So let's start off in the lowest part of our crease on the outer end and buff her all the way through. Let's get this going. Ooh, baby, she is pigmented. And I want to try to keep that low in a socket. Oh, baby, yeah, y'all can see that. Oh, baby. At first, when I was putting her on, the black looked like it was showing through, but as you buff and build and blend her out, that color is coming through. And I'm trying my hardest not to take over our green transition because she is stunning, honey. And I want to keep this as low in the crease as I can get her. Diffuse those edges. And baby, look at that. I knew for a fact y'all can see that, but I'm debating on if I go in a little bit more, can I get more of that flip to show through? So we're gonna dip in one more time to find out. We're just gonna take this. I want to go in rather slow because I want to try to hold on to as much of that pigment as I can. Oh yeah, she's buildable, baby. Definitely. She showed off rather sheer on that first layer, but in the bottom of the crease where I'm adding more product and trying very slowly to buff and blend her out, you can definitely see that built up. Oh, yes, ma'am. I am loving this, and you know what? Because I don't want to lose that color, I'm just going to softly buff her out, go in a little more because I went too hard right here. And we're just going to leave that like that because I want to keep that flip right there. Actually, talking too fast. Torrence, fill up your outer V with that shade because that's gorgeous. Going to grab this and just press it so y'all can see what this color looks like when you're not doing much to it. You're just putting her on and going on about your day. You see how fast that blended up on the outer V? Yes, ma'am. Let's see if y'all can see that flip there. Baby! And baby, this is why I love multi-chromes. You see we took that one shade throughout our crease and our outer V, and you see how she looked green in the center but purple on the outer end? That's why I love them. But we need to deepen up our crease a little bit more. So we're gonna go down here to the bottom to this shade Black Hole with our smallest blending brush and deepen up our crease just a little bit more. I believe they call this a powder cream, and you can tell that because this is extremely soft. Gonna try to dust off some of that. And with this color, I want to try to focus it more on the outer half in the outer V just before we go all the way in with this black and see what she about. So we're gonna start off here. Yes, ma'am, that is a dark black. I'm not sure if y'all can tell that on camera, but as soon as I put her in that one area, I could see her. But she comes off softer than a powder black would. I'm just going to deepen up the outer half and the outer V because I don't want this to take over. The green that we have was already dark enough, but I just want some contrast and see what this formula is like. And we're going to sweep this on back on the outer half because I still want some of that multi-chrome to peek through. Just want this to be a darker version on the outer end. And can you all see how it's darker on this side compared to this side? Yeah, I think that's coming through on camera, baby. Now to prime my lids, y'all know we trying to finish up this NYX glitter primer. She ain't through yet, but we working on it. Gonna take some of this and we're going to cut our crease. I don't know if I want to cut my crease or just cover my lids completely. Well, not completely because we don't want to take out that outer V work, but we just gonna go in and I guess we'll figure it out on the way, honey. I know for sure we're gonna cut rather high. We want to make sure we don't take that all the way back there. So you know what? This time I think we're gonna cut in front of the eye. And I just said it, so I guess that's what we're about to do. And bring it all the way up and all the way out, honey. Yes, ma'am, we want this color to be beaming. And I'm sitting here going back and forth like Torrence. We want to play with all textures, but we're not sure exactly where to go. So because there's only one glitter, this shade here, Orion, we're going to use this on the inner half of the lid. And for the outer half, we're going to come down to this shade here, Aurora, and we're going to put that there. I understand the brand says that this glitter is self-adhesive, but I don't trust any brand when they say that. Not with my eyes, honey. We're going to put a glitter glue down just to make sure it's secured, and we're going to go ahead and go with it. So we're going to put this on the inner half, and I have my silicone applicator because, baby, I don't like doing it with my finger either. And I'm trying to get as much of this off before I dip in to see how much this collects. Okay, I'm still having plenty of product on my brush, but it ain't adhering the way I would want her to. Like, she's drop dead gorgeous. Grab me some more. I just want to see how much this is going to cover any patchy areas by just pressing it. And it's surely adhering to the silicone applicator very well. I'm able to fill in all gaps and patches. And she is shiny. I want just a tiny bit more right here on the bottom because I didn't bring that up far enough. Right there. Yes, ma'am. All right, that's going to be that. And although I know multi-chromes apply best to the lids with a finger or a silicone applicator, I just like using a brush. So we're going to go ahead and take this and fill out the rest because, baby, I still got plenty of space right there for us to see the flip. So let's get into her. And I want to blend this into the outer end. Although normally I would take this and buff it up and over the front, we want to do that very carefully and just press because with that being glitter, we don't want those flakes just flying all over the place, honey, because you do not want to get that in the eye. But you see with that one layer, she is loud, sis. Yes, ma'am. I think what I'll do to help blend those edges is go back over it with the silicone applicator and blend back instead of the eyeshadow and blending forward. So I finished that. And I picked up just a little more product on my silicone applicator, and we're gonna take that and slightly use that to diffuse this line and pull that back. I don't need full opacity over that multi-chrome, but I just need it to slightly feather out where you see a bunch of color here and then just a few flecks right there where they help create that gradient effect. Just not a fan of harsh lines, and glitter can do that because they are actual chunks of plastic usually. And I just want a couple of pieces over that multi-chrome where they still let the multi-chrome peek through, but create a fade. Baby, this is a bold look, and you already know things look worse before they get better. So what I'm gonna do is cut away, finish off the face, and when I come back, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna finish off the lower lash line. All right, you guys, we're back, and I must say, things took a dramatic turn. As you can see, this is not a basic look. Before we get started, I do want to tell you about a couple of things that I used off camera, because baby, I was just playing, layering. I was on the phone with family, heard a little drama. We're not gonna get into that now, but let's get into this makeup. First off, you all know for setting powders, I've been going back and forth trying to test different ones out to see which ones I love. Lately, my favorites have been the Laura Mercier Ultra Blurs, and I decided to test those out against their original powders to see which one I like more. I like the Ultra Blurs, but before I gave these away, I was like, Torrence, you tested them out individually. Why not test them out mixed together? Pulled out the full scale, grabbed a couple of jars, mixed up 2 grams each in this little container here, and I must say, I like this as well. The glow on my skin is beautiful. The thing is, right now with my complexion, with my skin texture, because of my skincare routine as well as the weather, the original is too dry. And although I like the Ultra Blur, actually I love the Ultra Blur, he doesn't give me the wear time that I would like without having to blot. And so I want to test this method out because I'm like, maybe I can get the longevity of the original with the glow of this Ultra Blur, and baby, she coming through. Speaking of glow, I decided to go over the top because I'm like, Torrence, you need something that's gonna complement the eyes without taking over. I absolutely love blush, but I know I can go ham with it, and I did not want something that would come off clown-like, and then last minute I was like, why not? So I pulled out a highlighter palette first just to see what she's like, because I do believe I tested her out once, but I believe it was only once. This is the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 1. Already had this. This is the one that suits my complexion the best, and she gorgeous. The thing is, I'm like, Torrence, you want something really glowy, so I layered these 2 highlighters. First I went in with this one here called Piece of Cake. Then I went into this one here called Smooth Sailing. Used them both with a really large, fluffy blush brush. My favorite here. Went in, swept it all the way up like it was a blush, even though it was a highlighter, and even brought it up high underneath the eye so that all comes together. And then I realized that was way too shiny, way too glowy. So I'm like, Torrence, you need a little bit of flush to it, not just those bright, glowy pink colors. So then I topped it off with an actual blush. This is from Beauty Bakery, the Queen of Tarts Face Palette. Used this before as well, but I always went in with this lighter shade, and I'm like, Torrence, if you're gonna add some color, add some color. But I did not want to glow, which this one has, so I went down here to this last shade, topped it off, and that's why you can see that pink color there, but she still looks really, really glowy, because I'm like, if the eyes are gonna transform as I move my eyes back and forth, I need the glow on my cheeks to do the same. So that's how she came that dramatic. Speaking of eyes, on the lower lash line, I have my Nubian eyeliner in the shade Royal from Juvia's Place. I seriously wanted to use my lip bar one, but that was discontinued. She's no longer here, and I keep trying to find a good blue eyeliner. Although this got the job done, I'm not gonna lie, she's a lot drier. If she were to completely dry up, would I repurchase her? No. but it was a blue that got the job done today, so we have her on. Anything else? For lips, because that's what's standing out the loudest, this is a molten metal lip gloss by Milk Cosmetics in the shade Overkill. Not wearing any liner or anything. I just went in, lined my lips first to get a sharp, precise line, then went back in and filled things up. If you go in with just one coat, one layer, she starts off very sheer, but she builds up, she's pigmented, and the pigmentation almost after you build her up comes off as a liquid lipstick, but the shine and the comfort of this lets you know it's a gloss. Absolutely beautiful. Most people don't like metallic liquid lipstick, so I figured with a gloss it's easier to put on and take off, but I wanted something loud that would scream, and I figured since I already had pink on the cheeks, I did not want that on the lips as well. And for the face highlighter, we did come back into this palette here because I wanted to see what one of these face highlighters was like. So for the nose, the Cupid's bow, and at the very top of the cheeks, I'm wearing this shade here, Strawberry Moon, just because I figured a pink blush could use a pink highlighter, and I wanted to know what that formula was like. So we have that going. Anything else? I can't remember, but we need to finish up this tutorial because the lower lash line ain't gonna do itself. So let's get back into it. Because I want a little more depth and dimension on the lower lash line, I want to go into this shade here, Gaia. It looks like it may have a nice brown hue to her, so we're going to add this first, and if it's deep enough, we'll leave it there. If not, we'll come back and add a little bit more. Because this color has a black base, I want to be really careful. Start from the outer end and work very slowly, because I want to see if I can get that green to pop up and out, and baby, yes ma'am. She is coming off gorgeous. But because I did not pick up a lot of product, I am going to have to dip several times. But I want to make sure that we don't have too much fallout, because I do not want to risk having a black color underneath my eyes that I have to clean up later. And baby, she is building like a dream. Oh yeah, and in person, that green to brown is coming through. Oh yes, ma'am. She is gorgeous. And I mean, since we already here and we ain't got nothing to lose, I want to take a smaller pencil brush in this shade here, Solar Rain, and I want to buff this out in the very center of my lower lash line. It's just going to give me a little bit of drama right here underneath the pupil. This step is really unnecessary, but because we're playing around, I just want to see what she looked like. So I'm going to go right here in the center. Ooh. I know y'all see that. Oh yeah. It just brings a little bit of attention right there underneath the eyelid. And I think the younger you are, the prettier that's going to look. Because baby, if you got big under eye bags, you might not want to try this particular step. Now to finish off our eyes, my favorite part, highlighting our inner corner and our brows. This is the part that has me worried, because I want to use two different textures that we haven't tried in this palette yet. For the inner corners, we're going to keep it really simple and safe. We're going to go up to this shade here, Soul, which is the most metallic shade in the palette. We're going to put her there. For the brow bone, I want y'all to pray with me, because we're going to go in with this cream or gel powder, Polaris. And baby, when I swatched her on my hand, it took hours to get all that glitter and stuff off. I'm hoping she blends and goes smoothly over the eye, because I do not want no issues, but we're going to try it for y'all. This shade Soul, so soft, so creamy, so pigmented in the swatch that I know she's going to be beautiful on the inner corner. So I'm not even worried about that, but I want to make sure y'all can see this, because come on, watch this. You see that? Baby, you know you that girl when you can shine against glitter and give off a beam. Go ahead and do a little bit more, because I want her to stick up and out. And I want to try to connect this over top the glitter. But you want to be careful and press, because we do not want to disrupt those particles. Okay, with this shade Polaris, I did not want to risk my natural hair brush, because I'm like, if this stuff dry up and crust up on my brush, I'm going to be upset. So I have a synthetic e.l.f. concealer brush. And this look like a little too much product, because y'all see the beam on that. We're gonna wipe as much of that off as we can on the back of our hand. Look at, baby. She is way too vivid. Like, I just want to see how far out we can spread that. Like, this is just what was on the back of my hand. Like, do you see how far this is coming out, honey? I don't need all of that there. We're gonna take what's left and just sweep that underneath the brow. Can y'all see that there? Let me see if I can pile her up a little harder. Because I did try to get rid of most product. Because I'm like, no, ma'am, I just need a base going on. Okay, I think you all can see that green sparkle that's coming through right there. And just because we on camera and now that I feel comfortable knowing it's going to blend out, but baby, let me tell you, this thing done already dried down. I ain't did a jump cut or nothing. And this stuff is not moving. Look at the edges of that. It's already blended down, honey. She is there. Ooh, so you got to go in with a little bit of this cream and just stick her on. Like, look at that when you put her straight there. Beam of light. And then you come out and you buff and blend her out. Okay. I thought I was going to be worried, Mrs. Myricks. But baby, look at that. Oh, yes, ma'am. I just want to take this down. Because right underneath the brow, that's a sharp line, sis. Hoo-wee. Okay. Alright, you guys, this is all we're going to do for the face today. But you know, there's no point of doing all this work if we're not going to lock it in. So make sure you grab your sprays because you know I'm about to grab mine. Fix Plus to give us a glowy do. All-nighter, so things to last all day. Cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. I'm going to give this a few more moments to dry and I'll be back to give you all my final thoughts. And this is the final look. I want to go ahead and give you all a full face view of things before I give you all my final thoughts. And I'm here to tell you, if you missed out on this palette, you didn't miss out. Y'all know, I'm going to keep it honest with y'all. So far, I've loved every product I got from Danessa Myricks. I think her formulas are beautiful. I think this look is pretty. But when I sit back and I go, $125, Torrence. Are you happy with her? Yeah, not $425, so let's get into why. I'm looking at it first, I want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different formulas. Let's get into all the formulas, break them down, and tell you the pros and cons of what I see going on. First formula is the Dual Chrome Gel. That would be this shade here, Polaris, this shade here, Spacesuit. To me, unless you're a pro and you know exactly what you want to do before you pick those products up, don't mess with them. Got this on the back of my hand right here, and I promise you all, it's going to take makeup remover and soap and several different attempts with makeup remover and soap to get this off the back of my hand, because when I did swatches, it seemed like they didn't want to come off. These dual chrome gels adhere and they are beautiful. They blend out, they last, they have pigment, but they dry down so fast they give you no time to think about it, and wherever you put them down at, it's where they're going to stay down. Ain't no, oh, I messed it up, let me go ahead and just wipe that away. Baby, you probably have to start over with these. Like I said, if you're a pro, you know what to do, they good. If not, do not bother them. Next formula up is the the multi-chromes. Multi-chromes would be Galaxy, Martian, Aurora, Gaia, Solar Ray. Beautiful. Beautiful. The swatches were beautiful. The application was beautiful, whether I used a brush, a silicone applicator, A fluffy brush, a shader brush. The multi-chromes in this palette are beautiful. So I have no issue with those. And you see, I went in, buffed them up and out, and although from a distance she may look like it's black because it has that black base, when you get up closer and you start to move around, you see the shift in the colors from these. So it's like, I'm loving those. Next formula up is the powder cream. This shade here, Soul, this shade here, Black Hole. The thing is, although they both claim to have the same formula, swatches will tell you, putting your brush in there will tell you, they have different textures. This shade here is much more of a metallic. This shade here is much more of a satin, but they're both beautiful. No issues whatsoever. Next up is the glitter. This shade Orion was probably the one that would have gotten me the most. You all know I absolutely love glitters. My favorite glitter palette is the Glitter Moves from, what are they? I can't believe I can't get their name out right now. We'll come back to them right now. I'm gonna leave those right here. But I did a tutorial with that palette and it's my favorite. I absolutely love it. No issues whatsoever. I'm looking at this glitter right here and I'm like, is she cute? Yeah. But to know that when I turn my head, the shine from that glitter is about the same as this multi-chrome, it's like, that ain't how that's supposed to go, honey. Of all things that's gonna give me a shine, a reflection, or anything on the eye, glitter tends to be at the highest point because it's usually shards of plastic. Let's just keep it real. Most people aren't comfortable with glitters because they consider them to be unsafe for the eye. But as someone like me who don't mind taking that risk to get that over-the-top shine, that over-the-top beam, she left me disappointed. It took too much to get her on. When I finally got her on, she was beautiful, but I'm seeing creasing. I'm not getting the reflection I want. So it's like, this glitter formula here, we could have went without it, baby. Last up, these holographic highlighters. How can I put this? The first two are chunky, they are powdery, they flake everywhere. These last two are smooth, they are beautiful, they blend, they build. So it's fine because I'm telling you all, when I was off camera finishing my face and wanted to put a highlighter on, the one time I tapped my little fan brush, I pressed this one time right here. I want to do it just so y'all can see it, but I'm scared of how, actually no, I want y'all to see this because I'm telling y'all, if I were to take this and go just like this, that one time, do y'all, I don't even know if y'all see, it's particles right here flying all over the place. I'm not sure if my camera gonna pick that up, but by literally just tapping it. But I don't ever want to use that shade again. Pink highlighters are some of my absolute favorites when I'm doing an over-the-top dramatic look. But it's like I got product right here on my brush. And normally I'll be like, oh no, we're not wasting that highlighter. We're gonna go ahead and put that on and do this. I don't want that fallout everywhere. So what I'm gonna do is just take this and tap this off right on the edge of the trash can, and we're gonna put this right here. But no. If you were to tell me that she's gonna release these as singles, I would recommend Spring Equinox and Blue Moon. Golden Eclipse, she 50-50. But Strawberry Moon, straight up trash. No ma'am, no ma'am. So when I sit back and I go across this palette, it's like, Torrence, you have 14 shades. 7, 8, 9 of them, I would say are exceptional. Those other 5, and for 5 out of 14, that's over a third of the palette. So for a third of the palette to be shades I don't care for, I wouldn't use again if they were repurchased as singles, it's like, I can't recommend it. But considering the fact that 1, you can't even repurchase it no more because it's discontinued, I wouldn't be bothered. But for 2, if for any reason they do have that small 8-pan palette available, actually let me pull that up right now. because I want to see which 8 shades are available in there to see if it's worth grabbing. All right, so I just pulled it up and I'm gonna leave a picture of it right here. The thing is, with the Mini Lightwork Volume 3, it comes with 8 shades, and 2 of those shades are 2 shades I don't recommend. I ain't gonna say they bad, but it comes with Polaris. I'm gonna say that's 50-50. As long as you know what you're doing, she not bad, but she finicky. Like, you have to work with her. She's not gonna work with you. Galaxy is in that palette, beautiful. Martian, beautiful, so beautiful. Strawberry Moon, trash. They shouldn't have put that in that palette. Aurora, beautiful. Gaia, beautiful. Solar Rain. So, for me personally, if somebody was to ask, would you get this one? Absolutely not. Would I get the Mini? As long as you're okay with working with Polaris, and I believe since Polaris gives you a chance to try out the formula, I would test out this palette, but this is the type of palette I would get from Sephora, where if you don't like it, you could take it back. Buying it directly through Danessa Myricks or Beautylish like I did, no ma'am. But I hope you all truly did enjoy this tutorial. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're also subscribed to the channel. If you already subscribed, I want to say thank you. You know, we passed that 1,000 mark, baby, and it's looking like pretty soon we might pass up 1,100, so y'all get me real excited. Make sure you all also leave me a comment down below if you all picked up this palette. You all see I have it. I mean, I got it for collector's purposes just because I like to have them all, and I think right now I do have all 4 of the Lightworks. Remember to wait for this Saturday. I do have a collab video coming out, and in that collab video, I'll need to see if I can reach over there and grab it, but I don't want to risk dropping it. I will be doing a tutorial on the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 4 palette because I have that one, and we're going to have to compare that to see if that one is like this one, because that one has dual chromes and multi-chromes like this one, but that one has water activated liners and pressed chrome flakes instead of these 4 mini shades. So it's like, oh, you're gonna give me 2 new formulas to test out. So Saturday that will be coming, but baby, I'm recording this video on Tuesday the 15th. I got about 2 more hours before we have that live video. And last time I forgot to record an intro because I was racing. We're not gonna forget today. We're gonna be ready. So I hope you all, once again, truly did enjoy this video because I've been loving the love and support that you all been sending my way. I hope you all truly do enjoy the week, whether that's working, whether you have time off, you spend it with family or friends, please just let me know. Also, do not forget to send me friend requests on Snapchat because I respond to you all every day. We be on there talking more than we talk here. And remember to send me a DM saying YouTube so I know that you all came from there. You're not just a random stranger who just found my page, because baby, people be sending inappropriate things. But I need to clean brushes because can't do makeup tomorrow if we got dirty brushes today. I'm not going to edit this video today, but I will get the clip set up and all of that because I want to be talking to you all. But we've been talking long enough, honey. So with nothing else, I hope you all remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, goodbye, YouTube.